We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. So, what can you say about this market if they can only hold it down for 1 day? 1 day. 2 days? Here's what it tells you. Big players, market makers are hopelessly short Bitcoin, meaning demand is so far outstripping supply that when guys like Michael Saylor and whatnot buy Bitcoin from over-the-counter dealers, they can't really fill the orders. I mean, the orders are filled, but where are they going to buy back the Bitcoin or the crypto that they sold to somebody else? They tried to they pushed all the levered players out, right? And then XRP may have saved the whole market. In other words, XRP refused to go below $2. And I saw that late, figuring, yeah, they may try to press this market for a couple of days. That may still be true, but look how pathetic their attempt was to short sell altcoins to push the market down. Now, this speaks to a very important point, which I made yesterday on this stream, and even more so on like the Kaizen podcast. Do not give these people your crypto. If you did a bad trade or you got stopped out or, you got a tax loss, sell something, fine. But there is absolutely no way that you want to get shaken out of money, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. Nor do you want to get shaken out of Web3 and DeFi because big players, Goldman, etc., are definitely coming. And the privacy narrative picked up this morning because, people like Tucker Carlson have noted that crypto is not private. It's not, right? Bitcoin is far from private. It's, overly transparent in some ways. Now, that's good and bad. Privacy is going to be a narrative, and it is going to come back. It's actually front page news this morning. Okay. So let's get in. Let's welcome who's here, and then we'll get into news, charts, maybe some live TA. Okay, Banks 911. Welcome. Diogo, Kamina, Yav, Shelly, welcome to the show. David, Miguel, Miklo, eCrypt, hi, welcome. Horace, Gavin, Sam, welcome, sir, welcome. Glad you liked the show. Javier, Zeus, James, Katya, Riyadh, Gavin, Sam, Huber's Ranch, welcome. Titus, Arendam. Hello, 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 hello. All right. I just got some breaking news here. We'll get to it in a second. All right. News. Let's go. All right. All these Bitcoin fun facts are back. In 2010, this website would give away 5 Bitcoin per visitor for free. 5 Bitcoin today is worth $352,000. Now, why is this relevant? Because when you're out there investing, hidden gems may be right there in front of you. And even if the hidden gems got a $25 million valuation, if you could talk about things having valuations of billions upon billions upon billions, these are things you need to consider. Sometimes these things make you feel bad about yourself, or sometimes these things make you feel like you missed it. Like 15 years ago, you could buy 15 Bitcoin for 1 cent. Okay. Well, that's nice. But, back then, Bitcoin was, I don't know, speculative junk. Now, what speculative junk today can take off, we'll talk about it. And we'll, really what we want to drive home is how faith in crypto, faith in yourself, and not letting them shake you out of positions. Because, they tried it 2 days ago on that Google FUD. They may try it again. Maybe. They may try mid-December. They may try in January on tax law selling. In either case, don't let them shake you out. Because long-term, these type of trivial news items are reminding you that there is 10x and 100x opportunities to be made over a period of years. Now, you catch the 100x on the meme coin, great. But there are investing opportunities even now that are stunning because this rally is only like a month old. Okay, now, one of the things that we talked about on the stream was that, the green button can help change people's minds. The green button can help change people's minds. And everyone thought it was crazy. And it might have even sounded crazy. But European governments and all these governments that were designed to keep out populists are falling, right? People want something different. They either want basic freedoms, obviously. And then if you have something like a U.S. election coupled by, essentially a crypto rebellion against the traditional financial system, because that's what's going on. That's what's going on. It's like unstoppable. People want freedom, right? And that's starting to be reflected in the political realm. So why are we here? Well, we're here because there's major problems out there, right? And the people are taking it into their own hands to solve it, which is the green button. And again, that sounds crazy, but it's not. Free markets solve problems. Free market solves problems. Okay, so here we have East versus West. A global dollar dump is inevitable, and the U.S. must prepare. All right, so here we have Putin with his, BRICS banknote. It's theoretical in nature. Good luck with that, bro. Good luck with replacing paper with more paper. Simple fact of the matter is these guys worked years, and Bitcoin changed that because everyone pushed the green button. So you got gold. That's good. That's good. But you're wrong. You're long the wrong currency. That's going to be a theme that everybody in Legacy is going to figure out if they haven't already. They're long the wrong currency. Michael Saylor's like, you can buy Bitcoin now or you can buy Bitcoin later. It's up to you, right? I like that. And you can say fill in the blank. ETH, Solana, and I think XRP especially. Like when XRP wouldn't go below $2 yesterday, that was the end of the decline, right? It's like I should have known. I was like, oh my God, XRP came back. Boom. The whole thing just stops. They're going to try to push this for a matter of days to get all this crypto that they need. It's not working out for them so far. Now, CPI, remember when this used to shake the earth? I don't know. Inflation's 2 or 3%, at least as how they measure it. All right. Again, what is the solution to this? Not the Fed. Not the Fed. Right? The solution is the green button and changing the value of currencies, period. Right? It is increasingly evident that the Fed is not looking at inflation or unemployment when making interest rate decisions. Maybe what they're really attempting to do is bail out the banking system from unrealized losses. This says it all. Everyone's like, well, are they going to cut rates? Are they not going to cut rates? What's the inflation data? What's this? What's that? The government can't pay its bills if rates are this high. There's definitely something wrong in the banking system. Ray Dalio yesterday came out and got orange pilled and embraced Bitcoin because he was calling for the end of the world. And I have mercilessly made fun of him, right, for missing Bitcoin. And now he's getting on board because the big change, the big revolution that's coming along is obviously being done in crypto and Web3. He was like, oh my God, something's going to change. Yeah, man, something's going to change. You're going to have problems in legacy. The English government has already said, we are going to bail people out. And when we are, we're not telling you who we're bailing out. And the Fed is doing similar things. They have things called repo facilities. Banks have got losses from the tightening cycle. Commercial real estate, credit cards, people who have been in crypto for a while are making money on this rally. But that's not the general population. The general population is flooding in because they're in trouble and they need a solution. They need a wealth effect. Now, this problem where, you've had issues with the consumer and you've had issues with institutions is a serious problem for the Fed. Bitcoin may be embarrassing. It's going to be a lot more embarrassing if they have bank failures. Again, why are we here? We're here because we need a different form of money, a different form of the internet, and a different form of DeFi for reasons like we need growth in America, and the legacy system has major problems. Major problems. So Bitcoin going up is the least of anybody's problems inside the federal government. And you know what? The orange man knows it. He knows it, right? In other words, oh my God, we either need a solution or a distraction or both. Bitcoin and crypto provide that. Now, one word of advice, volatility may be the order of the day in December. Like, you may have a huge Santa rally, and then you may have these corrections. Take advantage of the corrections. And even if you can't take advantage of the corrections, for goodness sake, don't let them panic you out of positions, because this is why we're here. I know you want to party, and that's fine. I want you to party, but this is why we're here, right? The serious reasons keep you from puking out your position. Okay, inflation, 2.7%, no one cares. Okay, the orange man has talked about saving a certain social media company. Again, he says that if TikTok is banned, the deep state censorship companies like Facebook and Instagram, right, will just get bigger, right? Bitcoin, if they say they're doing it, they're doing it. In other words, Janet Yellen has personally overseen $16.7 trillion, or 46% of the debt increase in the history of the USA. But she is sorry. Okay. Janet Yellen, I am concerned about fiscal sustainability, and I am sorry we haven't made more progress. But I believe the deficits need to be brought down. Sorry, right? So she printed money when money did not need to be printed, post Ben Bernanke. And then she sat there while, I don't know, parties that be in charge indiscriminately issued bonds and printed money. And, sorry, good luck. I have a vault of gold in Switzerland. Have a nice day. The green button, right? And not letting them shake you out of positions, because the people who are taking charge in January are fully aware of what's going on here. Now, on a fun note, this thing with Pudgy Penguins is much bigger than anybody thinks. And I'm going to tell you why. We covered this last night on the Kaizen podcast. I talked about it a little bit. Pudgy Penguins has an unbelievable website, as one of my co-hosts noted. Pudgy Penguins has physical products. I remember friends going to Walmart and sending DoorDash people to buy up all the toys. Pudgy Penguins could wind up with merch, and they're issuing their own Solana meme coin, or their own Solana Pudgy money, whatever you want to call it. If this is an ecosystem where, for example, you have to own our NFT in order to do business with us, I'm just saying that's theoretical. Then they're going to take the Pudgy money, and then they're going to have retail buying Pudgy money to buy cool, collectible Pudgy projects. This is called Phygital. Physical plus digital, right? Azuki was supposed to do something like this, right? It was supposed to be Azuki. They were supposed to have streetwear. They were supposed to have all kinds of stuff. They don't have it. And even if they do, nobody is where Pudgy Penguins has been. Nobody has been building like these guys. And this could be a winner take all theme. Now, one way to look at this is that it ignites NFTs. The other way to look at it is it ignites Pudgy Penguins. That Pudgy Penguins NFTs, Pudgy Penguins little NFTs, Pudgy Penguins everything just becomes a monster because somebody figured out how to monetize a brand, because that's really what it is, right? You buy into an NFT and you're buying into the cool factor of whatever brand they have. Well, if Pudgy turned it from a brand to a business, then you have a whole other leg of crypto that can wake up. Because in a related and unrelated note, there are DeFi projects like Aave that are real businesses that make money. Can you imagine if you had like the type of green button rising crypto, sort of like bull market FOMO, and you had people that actually presented real businesses? And then can you imagine if Pudgy Penguins ever was able to go public in the U.S. equity markets? I mean, you want to talk about bull market drivers and reasons to not sell that are fun? Okay. Russia tells its citizens to avoid traveling to the United States, that, the authorities might get them. Okay. Propaganda is not going to work anymore. Anybody's propaganda, anybody's, right? The only truth is price. The only truth is price. Price may be too high, price may be too low, but price cannot be censored. 1 million Tether minted at the Tether Treasury on Ethereum. As I have noted, crypto hedge funds, right? In other words, why did the market go down, look like it was going to go down for a week or so, and then come right back? Because institutions have sold to big players and they need to get their Bitcoin back, and crypto hedge funds cannot underperform. So they're buying any dip. And frankly, yesterday, I underestimated that. I was like, wow, these crypto hedge funds can't let it go down for more than 2 days. They would have let it go down for more than 2 days. But the second XRP stopped, frankly, on news that, I don't know, that was sort of like as expected news about getting stablecoin approval. But as soon as XRP went up, when the rest of the market went down, that was the end. That was the end, at least for today and tomorrow. Crypto hedge funds have to buy it. Where do you think all this where's this $1 billion going? This $1 billion is not going to sit there. They're going to deploy that massively. And they may be deploying it on coins that are on Coinbase. Because the thing that's funny about hedge funds is they need liquidity, right? They need liquidity, right? So they got to go after the bigger coins. That could mean the bigger meme coins. It could, because a lot of those were down 50% yesterday, right? Like GOAT and some of the AI agent coins. But they're going after this thing. BTC is money, which is half of everything. FO is a Web 1 stack development. ETH is a Web 3 stack development. Solana is a competing stack. Okay. And, I don't know. They're talking about Zcash as a way to spend money because it's private. I'm not sure if Willy Woo agrees with that, but that is a pretty good summary of crypto as money, crypto as tech, right? ETH is a Web 3 development stack. Nobody thinks there's a purpose for Ethereum, right? There's a company yesterday. We covered it in the podcast. These guys think ETH 7,000. They think Bitcoin 200K. What happens if these things go there on a line? Like what happens if 200K Bitcoin, 7K ETH, and 750 Solana is something that happens in the short term rather than in the long term? And if you want to know why, here it is, right? How do you develop Web3? Like somebody, like, wait a minute, go back to Willie for a second. This is the first time I've seen a tweet where someone's talking about Web3. Someone's talking about Web3. Now, what do you think is going to happen when people go, I think we need Web3 or Pudgy Penguins, right? How about if Pudgy Penguins ignites Web3? Oh, my God. Let me tell you something, people. That is not priced in. Not priced in. Okay, Tucker, why is nobody warning that crypto isn't private? Okay, but why am I only hearing that crypto transactions aren't private. They're easily trackable by Uncle Sugar. Why isn't anyone else sounding the alarm? Snowden's been trying to tell you this, right? There's Secret Network, Silent Swap, Zcash, Monero. There are other privacy projects. I got privacy projects that I like, right? Highly volatile small caps, stuff like that. Why is no one talking about this? Well, that's easy because it's not a Solana FOMO meme coin, and that's where everyone's focused on, right? Everyone's focused on the casino, and I get it. Like I said, I'm the guy with the economics textbook or the math textbook at the fraternity party, right? People are not interested, but the long-term capital appreciation in some of these coins, right? The basic need for transactional freedom is what I would call it, right? Like privacy is normally supposed to be for pirates. I don't think privacy is for pirates. I think privacy is a common sense item. And how many sector analysts have been talking about privacy? I mean, you don't have that many sector analysts in crypto to begin with. But if you look at privacy as a sector, and like I said, Tucker, who's like struggling to be relevant, right? Like, in other words, these guys like, we have to get in on crypto somehow. Let's get in on the privacy angle. Because again, Snowden has been harsh with Bitcoin developers about the privacy angle. And it's pretty obvious that Michael Saylor is trying to get Microsoft to buy Bitcoin because you need probably epic Microsoft style resources to basically build on top of Bitcoin, a privacy layer, a DeFi layer, whatever. Now, I would think Michael Saylor's got enough money to take a shot at that, but I don't know. Someone's got to develop on top of this, and someone's got to develop Web3. And it's right here. It's on the news. Like, I spend more time on the news, like, in the last month than I have in the past because the news is telling you what's going to happen, and people aren't paying attention. Secret Network, okay? Blockchain is not truly adoptable safely without the introduction of confidential computing. Couldn't say it any better. I saw these guys at Consensus. There's Silent Swap. There's Houdini Swap. There are all these products out there that no one pays attention to. Like, I just got a cell phone, right? And I'm going to take a shot at like a privacy eSIM thing, right? I'm an old guy. I'll figure out the tech. If you don't have privacy, like I said, it's a whole sector of crypto that's ignored. And you got to ask yourself, what other sectors of crypto are being ignored? Because I can tell you this much: hedge funds, BlackRock, Goldman, all these players, yeah, people, they're going to figure it out. Microsoft, they're going to figure out what hasn't been done yet, and then they're going to go do it. Okay, Maverick Protocol aims to bring MemeFi to Base. New platform lets users lend and borrow against meme coin. I have said this. How do meme coins become like massively mainstream? When meme coins become money. How funny is it that meme coins are moving faster towards, say, having an interest rate? It's like if you have money, people spend it and they have an interest rate. Guess what? It's money. Now, it could be highly volatile money, but if you could take a meme coin and deposit it, or a meme coin and spend it like Floki, guess what? Right? It's a merger between the Solana casino and the whole reason why we want to have crypto to begin with. Like, Gen Z is doing a dollar devaluation by mooning meme coins. They don't know it, but that's what they're doing. Like, that's why they're all in there. That's why it's like, they're in there because of the money, but this trend is sustainable because there's so many people who go, like whatever I'm doing isn't working. I want to get in here and make money. I don't know why. I'm like a bug to the light. Meme coins are a dollar devaluation done by young people or people who are just, moved like a bug to the light by the greed impulse so they can make ends meet or make themselves better. Okay. Why did the crypto market plunge overnight? Is the bull run still intact? Okay. Of course, the bull run is still intact. Earlier in this year, you would have 10-day slumps. In 2017, the quickest slump that they had was 5 days. What did this one last? 1, 2 days? Now, I don't know if they're going to come back and try to hit it again. It doesn't look like they can. And it looks like if you hodl or if you were looking to get in, they have lowered prices. I mean, I have like an arrow chart, Solana chart, Doge. I mean, they marked a lot of this stuff down. They marked it down. Okay. And any other markdown, like this is telling you, this is teaching you a lesson. Like, was that scary? Yes. Did people get liquidated? Yes. Did they get over levered? Yes. Did they get euphoric? Yes. And what happens? Lightning strikes, you get a forest fire. And then the next day when the forest fire is over, everything starts growing green out of the ash again. Markets are a natural force. Again, we discussed it on the podcast last night. Is the bull run still intact? Of course it is. Why? Because it's a multi-year bull run. Everyone's like, oh my God, I got to make money and dump it before the next drop. And everyone loses 80%. No. I mean, yes, you're going to get corrections. You're going to get volatility. You could have 2-day corrections, 5-day corrections, whatever. But the long-term uptrend, like the people who made money in equities were the people who just said in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2015, I'm not going to get shaken out by declines. I'm not going to get shaken out by ranges. I'm not going to get shaken out by anything. I'm long and I'm strong and I'm in, and that's it. And if you bought NVIDIA in 2014, 10 years later, you had 1,000x. You had 1,000x because you had to invest to get that kind of return. Crypto at this stage is exactly where NVIDIA was, I think, back in 2014. I mean, where is Chainlink going to be if they have to connect the entire world on chain? And especially if they have to build privacy layers and all that kind of stuff. Like what is going to happen to these infrastructure plays inside of crypto? Tokyo to implement a 4-day work week to tackle the population crisis. Tokyo making a bold move to fight its demographic with a 4-day work week. Okay. Talk about work-life balance getting a government mandate. Now, this is truly unbelievable because like when I started at Wall Street back in the 90s, we all used to look around and go, how are we ever going to outwork the Japanese? Because all the Japanese do is work, right? I mean, they would like go to work, and then they would stay at work until like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Then they would go to a Japanese restaurant, right? I used to go to a Japanese restaurant that was literally filled with Japanese bankers. And they would continue to work at the sushi restaurant or the Japanese restaurant or bar. Now, the Japanese are going in the complete opposite direction. They're like, you know what? Let's do a 4-day work week. And when you're not doing that, go home, do crypto, get out of your apartment, go find somebody cute and live the Japanese American dream and make babies along the way. What do you think they want everyone doing? What do you think they want everyone doing on the 4th day? Well, it's not stated here, and I'm sure it's not on the government's mind. But what are young people going to do with a full day off? What are they going to do? They're going to do crypto. They're going to hit the green button. They gave you a full day off to knock it out. And my suggestion is if crypto hedge funds have to buy it, if the U.S. general public needs to buy it, if Japan is going to sink into the ocean, literally, if they don't buy it and go make babies, how high can this thing go? Which is why, you shake it out for 2 days. Okay. Right. You shake it out for 4 days. Okay. You range it. Okay. No, I don't care. Don't let them shake you out of crypto. MicroStrategy joins the NASDAQ 100. This is only the beginning This is only the beginning of crypto as a force inside the US equity market, right? Like one company in its like predictions thinks that you're going to have like 4 or 5 more publicly traded companies in crypto. I think you could have 200, right? Like what happens is, like, just as an example, what happens if Pudgy Penguins or Chainlink go public in the equity market? What happens if somebody like a crypto project is able to go public and then use the proceeds to build and consume and buy back their token? They do stock buybacks. This can happen. This can happen. I mean, Michael Saylor's doing it right now. He is literally selling his stock to whoever will take it, because people will take it. So he's selling stocks and bonds and using the proceeds to buy crypto. I don't understand why everybody wouldn't try to do that if they could do it. Argentina will become an AI and nuclear powerhouse. You know, if you want to talk about who actually led the way here on everyone waking up, cutting government spending, returning capital to the public, it was this guy. Now, this guy didn't hit the green button, but this guy started the movement. He started the movement. Circle and Binance have entered into a strategic partnership, right? I mean, again, what do you think is going to stop partnerships, IPOs, alliances? Token projects are going to start working together, right? Like how long do you think it's going to take for, say, someone like Rune, as an example, to call up Cosmos and Solana and say, how can we connect? How can we get involved? How can we connect and do more DeFi, more trading, more interoperability? It's not going to stop. It's not. Okay, let's see who's here. Okay. I keep hearing folks from our community saying the bear is coming, but how does that reconcile with the prediction of 180 BTC? Okay, so let's talk about this. Everyone in crypto talks about the cycle, okay? And I hate the cycle. I think the cycle is dead. I think you're going to have just what you had yesterday. You're going to have normal, earth-shaking volatility, particularly in speculative sectors. Then it ends in 2, 5, 6, 10 days or 10 hours, and then it resumes because it's a long-term uptrend. Everyone in crypto thinks I have to buy everything, I have to hurry up, I have to FOMO in, and everything 100Xs, and then I dump it on everyone's head before it goes to zero. That is the past in crypto. That is a verifiable trend. I get it. That's what the history says. And I say, throw all of that out the window, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, it's a top. Oh my God, it's bearish. No, it's not. It's just temporary excess. Like, for example, you know, you had investment banks upgrade the Bitcoin mining stocks. You had capitulation by short sellers. That's who they were. They were the ones who were bearish Bitcoin mining stocks. And you had speculative excess where you had this hawk to a, you know, meme coin debacle. And that creates a correction. And you'll have corrections along the way. You'll have small ones. You'll have a big one next year because you're going to have an equity market problem. But everyone's looking for the bear. Everyone's talking about, gee, I got to get involved so I can sell. Stop talking about selling. Yeah, taking profits to pay bills. Some guy on Twitter bought his parents their first new car ever. Okay? That's a reason to sell. But everyone's talking about, oh my God, you know, when's the bear coming back? Or when's the cycle top? Or when do I have to get out? Shut up. Stop talking about that. Stop talking about that. Talk about the trend. The trend is your friend. Who made money in equities? People who rode the trend. Who made money in equities? People who bought the market when it looked like it was going to zero, like Warren Buffett, right? It's very easy to make fun of Warren Buffett because he hated Bitcoin. That's fine. But Warren Buffett told you how to trade Bitcoin, because when it's down and it's falling apart and everyone's losing their mind, the guy would just come in and just be like, okay, yeah, I'll take all of this. You guys want to sell it when it's down? Okay. Right. And, you know, he would do that in equities every couple of years, right? Every couple of years, like he would buy stuff nobody wanted. And then the next thing you know, it's much higher, right? Yeah. There was a lot of FUD yesterday, and the FUD, the FUD was created. The FUD was engineered, right? Because again, There are so many buy orders for Bitcoin that they can't fill. The only way to try to fill those orders is to short the market. Is to short the market, right? To short the altcoin market, to try to push it down, to try to push everybody out. I thought it might have lasted a couple more days, and guess what? It didn't. It didn't, right? And bull markets do that. They'll just fool you. Okay, well, all right. This is a DeFi. I believe this is a DeFi play, and I love this. This is on Coinbase. This is trading at like the equilibrium, and it is in a balance zone. And if you're not coming out of this correction, long DeFi, I don't know what's, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to focus on what's got a lot of potential when it comes to DeFi. Oh my God, look at this. Look at True. Holy cow, right? Breakout, come to resistance, come back down, support holds. And look at this. Money just started coming into this. They gave up on this for months. Look at how they gave up on this right before the election. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right? Everybody is giving up on DeFi. Everybody is giving up on coins traded on Coinbase. Like Brian Young is pounding the table on Base, pounding the table on Base NFTs, pounding the table on Ski. And, you know, now we're listening, obviously, but I don't think a lot of other people are. And even if they are listening, I don't know if they're trading it, right? They give you an opportunity like this. This is like, you know, you got to get in. You got to get in. I mean, I got Arrow in the deck. We can go over that. Okay, let's try Arrow in the deck. Here we go. Okay, Arrow in the deck or the market update via PowerPoint. Okay, XRP. So XRP saved the market. Make no mistake about it. I don't know how much follow through they got. I'm assuming they got some because this is the strongest Lux Algo buy signal that you can have, right? And, you know, I underestimated how bearish this breakdown was, but XRP turns around and holds. And they had absolutely no interest in taking it below $2. None. XRP could be a leadership coin. So if XRP is okay, you know, the market could be okay. And obviously, Bitcoin showed no desire to go down. Of course not. Because there's just way too many people that need to buy Bitcoin. There's way too many people that have already got Bitcoin. And the market makers haven't figured out how to buy it all back yet. XRP on a daily chart. Look at them holding this DeMark moving average. Look at how they pressed it. You want to talk about running stops? You want to talk about like pressing people? They did it in XRP. You want to be an XRP believer? Okay, good. Let's test you. You want to be an XRP believer? Okay, let's test you. You want to be an XRP believer? Okay, let's test you. This is classic bull market. And as I've said, you know, I'm the economics professor at the fraternity party. Bull markets are not easy. I know you FOMO'd in. I know you wanted to come into crypto. I know maybe you just got here, and that's great. Obviously, that's terrific. And if you did a trade that didn't work out, okay. But they're going to test you. They just tested you, and guess what? A month from now, a week from now, they're going to test you again, right? There's going to be people selling for taxes, people taking profits. You're going to have volatility in crypto, and the reason you do is because crypto is not controlled by a central bank. So there's a lot of Wild West. There's a lot of hedge funds now, and there's a lot of algorithms. You know what they're looking for? They're looking for your stops. They're looking to get you out. So make sure you have your stops in the right place. We have trading guys to help you with that. But they're coming to get you. And when they get you, they're going to take your crypto and leave you standing there like this, like, oh, gee, now what do I do? If they pushed you out, find a way to get yourself back in. Not investment advice. You know what I'm saying? If you make a mistake, go, okay, deep breath, made a mistake, get back in. Right? Get back involved somehow. Not with the rent money and not on 75% leverage. Okay? Because they will do this stuff to you. Because you know who they're getting out here? Leverage. Exchanges. And I've seen this before. I don't have the exact tweet. Exchanges will let you get as levered as you want. They're like, oh, you want some leverage? Here you go. Have some leverage. Have 75x leverage. Here you go. Oh, you want leverage on a meme coin? Oh, Good. And then what happens? People get levered and then they get stopped out. And who's down there to take all the crypto and all the money? The big players. Don't let them get you. Bitcoin. Okay. Again, here's a topping signal that worked for a day or two. You can't even really notice it. Like so much FUD. Oh my God. Quantum computing ends Bitcoin. News flash. Everybody get out. Are you kidding me? They couldn't hold this thing down for a day. Now, I don't know if they're going to just sit here on this moving average or if they're just going to take it up to the next to mark point at 117. Like, that is a possibility because they, like I said, there is no more Bitcoin. So maybe it just sits here. Maybe BlackRock can sit on it for a couple of days. And if they can't, forget about it. It's going to 117. Because obviously their attempt to create sustained downside was frankly pathetic. Yeah, they hit the market 20%, but they couldn't hit it on a sustained basis, right? The thing comes right back. Solana turns around and is up 8%. Solana was too cheap, I think, to begin with. I think the Jeets are overly long meme coins and underinvested in Solana. That's just my personal opinion. Bitcoin. Inside this expanding triangle or accumulation cone. Very nice how they broke out of the bottom. Now, to be even, I would like to see them get back inside this cone. I would like to see a little bit of punch because they are still out there looking for your crypto. So if Bitcoin punches through 98, forget about it. It's going to 117 or 109 or something like that. There is nothing more bullish than a false breakdown, right? They break out of the bottom and then return in, right? That said, in order to create balanced analysis, you would be very leery about a failed rally. That seems unlikely, but if you did see a rally that failed badly, that would probably mean a couple more days of decline. Right now, it looks like Bitcoin's just going to grind back inside this formation. And if it does, it's going way over 100. This is called level by level analysis. This is why I don't agree with mass leverage. Like people are like, well, if I just come in at the bottom and I get 20x leverage, I'll never take any heat because they can never take it back down there. And I know guys who do that. You can pick the bottom and, this looks like a bottom. Okay. But, what we were talking about on the podcast last night, there was some institutional or large players that lost like $14 million when they got stopped out on this thing. That was a leverage position in Bitcoin. $14 million. So let's not lose $14 million. Let's just trade it level by level and let's not get shaken out of whatever we have. And if we're new and it's down, well, that's when you get involved. Like, then you got to learn in crypto. Everyone goes, well, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about technical analysis. I don't know anything about crypto. I mean, I know crypto is money and Web3 and I want involved, but I don't know anything. That's what everyone says. You know what? You don't have to know anything. They don't know anything in stocks. Do you think every equity market investor understands earnings per share, multiples, earnings conference calls, institutional dark pool flows? No, they don't understand anything. They know the story and they know when it's down, they need to buy it. That's it. Charles Schwab, ignore the noise. Ignore the noise. You know what they love in crypto? Noise. Because we have Twitter, right? Crypto Twitter is noise, 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 noise. Goes up, euphoria. It goes down, FUD and doom. None of those are right. Ignore the noise. Bitcoin goes back above 98. It's going to 100 something. Okay, now let's talk about Solana. This is actually tricky. This is tricky. So Solana hits like 215, 220. That's a level. It bounces. That's great. That's terrific, right? I think Solana was too cheap. Solana hasn't participated in like the XRP leg of the rally. Support was 194. So either Solana never goes down there, or if it does, it's going to go through it and give you the buying opportunity of your life. Right now, it feels like they have no interest in that. None. That may be something that happens later, maybe. But obviously, if Solana, they don't even want to take Solana down to support, they want Solana. ETH. This was the best looking chart yesterday. I also think along with XRP, ETH may have saved the market. ETH broke out above 3,500. This is not right. Okay. ETH broke out above 3,500. Oh, that's wrong. Okay. ETH broke out above 3,500 and stayed there. Here it is labeled better. Okay. Broke out, comes back. It's fine. Both ETH and Solana, both ETH and XRP yesterday saved the entire market. Now, Doge. Let's talk about some of these big cryptos on a 4-hour chart. So this was the December early ramp in Doge. It started around, 38 cents. Then it goes way up, completes a 5-wave. Like, in other words, it finishes that up move. And then look what they do with this support. Look how many times they washed it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. They wash it out huge, right? They bring it back. They make you think, oh, well, it's not going to take it out. And then boom. Okay. That's nasty. That's a professional washout. If you got washed out by that, I don't blame you. That is a professional washout. And it failed. Look at Arrow. Like they didn't even give you. They gave you like 12 hours. You had 12 hours to get Arrow on support, right? Like this looks like a trend that's resuming. Scary, right? This was the pause. Then you're like, oh my God, it's going to go down for 2 weeks. Or it's going to go down for 3 days. Excuse me. It comes right back. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to crush this thing. And they needed to try to crush this thing because they needed it to just fall apart so they could buy what they needed. Now they mint $1 billion on Tether. They're going to do that every other day for 6 months as money pours into crypto hedge funds. Because remember, money's coming out of equities. They're coming out of equities hedge funds and into crypto hedge funds. That's why this only lasted a day. And there is Ski Dog sitting in a triangular consolidation. There is your stop fishing exercise. They blow through the bottom. And then theory states, if they blow through the bottom and they don't take it down, then they're going to turn around and blow through the top. You better watch out in this thing. I'm telling you right now, when this base narrative picks up and virtuals, Arrow, and all this stuff that they just tried to hit, when it doesn't work and it's not, forget about it. It's just going to go. Right. And this could be like a 3 or 5 day thing. Like you could go, well, they tried to hit it and it didn't work. Boom, it goes. Then it comes back down. This may be the new thing, right? As bull markets progress, right? As more and more people enter, right? As the emotion gets higher and higher, so would this volatility. So whatever the next FUD story that knocks the market down, if it knocks the market down, it'll be scary. But what's really scary for hedge funds is not owning it. Like they're the ones that aren't sleeping at night. You're the ones that can push them around. Because I can tell you right now, I can associate with the stress. Right. I can associate with the stress. Like they cannot get the crypto that they need. Okay. Okay. So yeah, the giant computer chip being used as a scary when market makers want to sweep liquidity. Yeah, man, they tried it once. I mean, they'd have to double the power of the chip to hurt certain types of crypto, and crypto has to innovate their way out of that. But like I said, they're going to use whatever they're going to use to FUD the market. It wasn't a coincidence yesterday that announcement was made with Bitcoin way up at the top, with everybody afraid that it was either going to embarrass the dollar or the bus was going to leave without them. What, you think BlackRock can't call the head of Google and say, hey, that chip that you got? Yeah, make the announcement today because we're afraid this thing's going to run away from us. You don't think that can happen? You don't think these guys eat lunch together, that they talk? BlackRock owns all the stock in the world. BlackRock can call up any CEO they want and say, you know what? We want you to do something this way. You know what? They're going to do it. I know that probably sounds a little weird, but institutions have a major problem. There's not enough crypto to satisfy the demand. Arendam, do you see Ski Dog going to 1 billion? All right. Well, you know what? Fundamental price targets with meme coins, you have to leave to the fundamental analysts. All I know is it's trading in a square range, which is what Pepe did back in the day. And you got a YouTuber behind it with 1 million followers. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ansem and guys like that on Twitter that didn't have 1 million followers drove whiff. So don't underestimate what can happen in those particular cases. Propy, right. So nobody wants to do any of these finance stocks and any stocks. No one wants to do any of these finance cryptos. Okay. I think that's a huge mistake. Okay. No, that's not pro. Here it is. Okay. All right. So people may be frustrated with this. I get it. Right. It went up. It's not the greatest Lux Algo signal. Right. Equilibrium is still materially above the market, but there is a lot of support down here. Now, look, let's get real. If you're setting up a crypto portfolio and you're trying to buy one crypto and you want to hang your hat on one crypto, you're going to get frustrated doing it that way, say with a coin like this. But everything is going to take out its March high. Everything is. And when the whole idea about finance hits base, ETH DeFi, and eventually they start building Bitcoin DeFi, hopefully they do that while I'm still young, right? These finance coins are just going to launch themselves into outer space. I refuse to give up on this. Now, if this is the only coin you own and you're frustrated, okay. But this is part of the problem with the market. Everybody is like, well, my coin's not 10xing. Therefore, I'm upset. Like the bulls are upset. I bought the top and then it went down. I'm upset, right? I bought a coin. It did 100x in 5 minutes. I'm upset. I'm telling you, and I know you don't even know what I'm talking about, but this is why I say it every day. You got to adopt like a stock market mentality. In other words, this is a long-term uptrend. People are acting like someone has started a clock, and if they don't triple their net worth by the time the clock runs out, they miss out. Wrong, right? I understand controlling your emotions is virtually impossible. Nobody is Mr. Spock. Nobody controls their emotions. However, you can let your emotions come and go. Like, oh my God, I'm missing out. Oh my God, I bought the top. Oh my God, I'm upset. Well, you don't think I don't get upset? I'm only on the air like 1 to 2 hours a day. Like yesterday, I looked at this thing and I'm like, okay, you know what it's time for? It's time for Man Sanity Day. Car wash, dry cleaner, cigar shop, right? Maybe a little lunch, a little fresh air, touch grass. That's what I had to do yesterday. I had to be like, you know what? I got to stop the merry-go-round. I got to go walk outside. I got to go chill out. You don't think that people who are professionals in this market don't get upset? You don't think people who are professionals in this market, like I know, like, Kaizen guys, I mean, these guys are up like all night, all day. Brian has talked about managing like bull market stress. Okay. There's always stress in markets. When it's in a range, we're stressed out. When it's going down, we're stressed out. When it's going up, we're stressed out. Noticing a pattern here, right? Your monkey brain will make you stressed out. And then wait a minute. You're like, hold on a second. I got to access the Warren Buffett part of my brain, not this like lizard brain where I'm like, oh my God, I'm long. Oh my God, I'm not long. Just try to relax. Okay. This is going up for years, not months, years. Yesterday is an example of the kind of volatility you can have. In the past, in other trends, you can have these things last for anywhere from 5 to 10 days. This one lasted 2 so far, right? So what does that say? You got the institutions on the run. You have the upper hand, right? You have the upper hand because there's all these little people fitting in along with Michael Saylor and BlackRock, and I don't know how these institutions are ever going to get involved. They had to buy the dip immediately. Look at the basic, look at the Coinbase coins. Seam up 5%. Ribbon, DeFi up 5%, right? Ohm up 7%, right? Just smoking to the upside. Solana liquid staking up 4%. GFI, a lender that we stopped out on, up 8%. Polkadot up 8%. Who's buying Polkadot up 8%? Hedge funds. Okay. All right, people. That's the top of the hour, right? Don't let them get your crypto. I will see you tomorrow.